and thanks for joining us on Al Arabiya English here in Riyadh at the World Defence Show. I'm Melinda Nusafora, and we have the pleasure of welcoming the CEO of the World Defence Show, Andrew Pearcey, here to Al Arabiya. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Andrew, the World Defence Show has certainly grown. It's evolved over the years that it's been running. Talk us through what are the biggest changes we're seeing this year, some of the biggest challenges as the expansion continues.
Yeah, well, actually, I mean, it's only the third edition, and already it's grown exponentially. So it's now, I would argue, the #1 defence show in the world. And some of the things, areas that we've grown are unmanned systems and around the flying displays, but also the exhibitors in the halls and all of the content. So really this World Defence Show's around the future of defence integration. So that's the theme.
Yeah, I was going to talk to you about that theme, the future of defence integration. I mean, the way defence security is changing so rapidly as technology advances. What sort of future-proofing technology are we seeing at this defence show this year?
Well, really, we cover all of the domains here, so that integration part covers all of the domains. So at this show, we cover, land, air, sea, space, security, and they all work together, and they're all about operating systems now. So some of the themes that you'll see coming out of the show are obviously around AI, and that comes across a lot in everything that we do, but really it's the application of that and where that comes. And so the great thing about this show is we have live demonstrations. So you'll see a lot of that integration, not just in being talked about, but actually being applied in live demonstrations. So we've got an airfield, I've got a land display area over there, and I've got nets inside the halls as well for smaller drones. So I've got a really good platform for demonstrating how that integration works.
I was going to ask you, you said you consider it the #1 defence show. A lot of people would agree. What do you think sets it apart? Is it the ability to display what is being talked about?
I think that's one of the things that I think we can sort of say that we can do uniquely. But on top of it, I've got over 1,500 exhibitors, nearly 1,500 exhibitors exhibiting. So in terms of numbers of exhibitors, it's big. But also I've got 61 of the top 100 defence companies here at the defence show. No other defence show has that many. So there are a number of metrics that we use. We also got a really, really big delegation program. So people are coming from all over the world. Delegations from fully international delegations are coming to this show to meet exhibitors, to do business. And so there's many things that I think make us the #1.
It's always the things that happen on the sideline of these sorts of events as well, where a lot of the business is done.
It is. It's all about the conversations. So, today we've transitioned on the first day, and you're already feeling the energy that's coming across, and people are meeting, and it's about having meaningful conversations. We've also got a content program talking about the trends and how it's going to evolve the defence landscape. So all of that brings that together. So it's not just about the assets and the displays, it's about the conversations that happen at this show, and that's what makes this show unique.
Overwhelming demand from exhibitors. I mean, it was almost sold out well in advance. What do you think that says about this particular show, but maybe also about the world we live in at the moment?
Yeah, for sure, defence is becoming very important. I think it's about prosperity and protection. So defence is a necessary thing that countries are looking at. But in terms of exhibitors, we've got, as I said, over 1,400 from 89 countries are going to be here. And so, yeah, it's a brilliant show for that.
You talk about integration, so let's turn our attention to Vision 2030 in Saudi Arabia. How does the World Defence Show work into that vision? I mean, there's a lot of talk about localisation of 50% of defence spending. So what kind of a platform, what sort of a unique opportunity does the World Defence Show offer exhibitors with regards to that?
Well, what's quite important is, we are an international show, but what we do is we balance sort of the local objectives and clear ambition around that 50% localisation target, but we also provide opportunity for the internationals to come and do it. So it's managing that, and we create that platform so that we attract both. And in terms of the Vision 2030, so that 50% localisation is absolutely one of our core objectives. We're a platform to deliver that. But on top of that, we're also looking how we can bring new talent in. So part of that Vision 2030 is making sure we've got the next generation, people coming into engineering, into the defence. So on the last 2 days of our show, we welcome over 4,000 students into the show from the universities and show them what the careers they can look at and all the sort of things that might interest them.
So we've sort of touched on the domestic side. You say you sort of balance the international appeal of the show as well. How do you go managing that balance, keeping it internationally focused?
Yeah, well, I mean, important part, whilst the 50% localisation target is a sort of Saudi target, it needs international partners to help deliver that, and that provides opportunity for the international. So it's not so much about a balance, it's just providing the right platform, providing the right opportunities for both international and for local, and if you do that well, you'll get a really good mix.
A lot of announcements, agreements, as we say, coming out of the show, a lot of things, a lot of conversations happening on the sidelines. What does it tell you, or what does it tell our viewers about how the World Defence Show sort of functions, maybe not just as an expo, but as a facilitator of conversation? Yeah,
so I mean, that's key. What we do here is we have a focused week of discussions. And so what it provides businesses and governments and whatever is an opportunity to close deals and accelerate the process that might have taken them a year or two. But we've got it all in 1 week. We've got all the right people in the right place, having the right conversations. And so those deals come out, and it's a perfect platform for that.
How do you think this year is going to compare to other years?
Well, I think, as I said, we've already, in terms of exhibitors, we're already way up there. We've exceeded the number of countries participating. Visitors-wise, we're hoping to get around about 130,000 visitors over the week. So I think we're on track for that. So I think it's going to be the best show yet. What
should people be looking out for? Is there something stand out for you that has set this year apart with regards to who's showing and what they're going to see? Yeah, I mean, the obvious things are the flying displays. We've got all of the different displays. So, you know, we've got the F-35 flying, we've got the F-16 flying, we've got display teams. So those things are exciting and good to watch. And we've got the land display area, but also look for the things that aren't just the assets. Look at who's meeting who, the conversations that are being had. So much to look for. So if you come to the show, I think there's a feast for the eyes for everything to see. I think for the senses. I'm sure there's going to be a bit of noise going on too. Just finally, but before we wrap up, the way defence is approached is really changing. There's so much more of a cyber sort of element. How is that sort of integrated into the show? Yeah, so that domain security, and we put cyber under that kind of domain, is fully integrated within this show. And actually, it's essential for this integration message of how the platforms operate together. You need a strong cybersecurity, and it's becoming one of the most important domains for that. So we cover that with a number of exhibitors here, and there'll be a London content programme around cybersecurity, so there's lots here around that. Lots of speakers and panel sort of discussions happening as well. Can you talk us through why that's important? Yeah, because the trends of the defence industry, it's all about sharing knowledge, and people come here and they want to know what's going on. So it's really important that we put a platform of conferences on and speeches and everything else that people can learn what's going on and then share that knowledge out. So we've got 3 conference areas here, and we're covering a number of topics, really around innovation and in one area, and then we've got a Saudi supply chain zone theatre which is focused on the localisation topic. So lots of different topics, something that should interest everyone, and really it's that knowledge sharing that's really important for exhibitions. If people come, we want them to gain some knowledge and take it away. It's going to be an interesting week ahead. It should be a great week. Absolutely. Andrew Pearcey, thank you so much for joining us here on Al Arabiya English. Thank you.